Hey guys, welcome back to Jen's Creativity Corner. I got a brand new set of Russian cake decorating tips with some new ones I haven't tried before. Really excited to try them out, so let's get into it. So I was excited when a company reached out to me and asked me to try theirs and review them, so I wanted to share that with you. Now, if you followed me since my first video, I started actually on my family vlog channel before I created this one, and my to date by far most popular video is testing the first set that I ever got. It didn't have as many tips. The quality was pretty shoddy of my filming, but it's still to date the most popular viewed. I've actually done a couple since, and we'll talk about them, but I struggled, and by far the most comments are that the icing that I was using was just too soft. Over and over again, I was reminded of this even while editing this video. Oh look, someone else decided to comment. So I definitely did take that in consideration. Now some people will say, oh, we'll just, stick it in the fridge for a little while or just make it thicker. But the plastic bags I usually like to use for frosting are too thin for that kind of behavior, and they just rip. So you definitely want to make sure that you get a really high quality, like a Wilton, or what I really need to do is just invest in nicer bags, the permanent ones for these. Someone else suggested Italian or Swiss buttercream, so I actually took the endeavor to make Italian and Swiss buttercream for the first time in my life. Very fun and pretty, and I'll make videos on that soon. But alas, I don't know that I really noticed a difference. So, these kind of are a little bit of a blob. They're fun to play with, and they can make some things. This actually worked better. This is one of the new tips, the half moon shape. That one was pretty cool, and I didn't make it super stiff. I just made a regular recipe. This one was the Swiss meringue buttercream. Just playing around with it. And I'm not sure if you're really supposed to do this like you do normal American buttercream, but I decided, well, let's thicken it up, add some powdered sugar. One of the main draws of the meringues is that they're not overly sweet, and so this is going to make it sweeter. But again, it might make them look a little bit better, but I don't know, just more powdered sugar, I guess. Either way, I decided to still have some fun here with an old cupcake, and you guys will just have to let me know in the comments below how you think this turned out. Obviously, I am not going by any stretch of the imagination professional. One tip I will add here, you see I was just struggling to get it to get off of the tip, and that's why you really should just put a thin coat of frosting on top of the cupcake, and that way the new stuff that you're squeezing on there has something to attach to. But there's a beauty about nature's imperfection with those petals. And then this one was just for kicks and giggles, because the tip that I'm using is not supposed to be making that look, but it's still doable, right? It still makes something decorative. And a world of heart can be helped with leaves, not a lot of stubby leaves like that. Honestly, I'm just goofing around, just experimenting. So anyway, after I made my first video, I made a second one with Russian baller spheres, and that works beautifully with the softer buttercream. So just saying, I did do a second one where I just kept stiffening the buttercream, and I did have much better results. But one thing that I learned is that each tip is really different. Some needed that really thick, stiff buttercream. Some, it wouldn't pipe out properly because it was too thick. Some you needed to do shorter, some taller, some in quicker bursts, some you had to kind of linger your tip as you squeeze. So really each one, there's a learning curve, and you can't just say, okay, well, this is the right thickness and technique for all of them, because it's just not that way. But I do recommend checking out my other videos, because I do offer different tips. All of these that you're seeing right here are just one color, but to get that multicolor, anyway, there are some good tips. I recommend you watch them. So as I was looking, trying to figure out what really is the best frosting to use for these, because my buttercream failed me, my Swiss and Italian meringue failed me, what is the best technique? So I googled, found I Am Baker, and they put a post on here. And I think the biggest thing, frosting consistency is what texture, da 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 da. For example, a creamy or loose frosting works best for some designs, while firm frosting works best for others. So it's very true. I think all of these tend to go more toward the stiffer. But it's cool to be able to see those for reference. And another thing that I really love that they said there, the more practice you have, the more you will be able to play around with frosting consistency and heights. It's all about practice. I can't emphasize this enough. And truer words have not been spoken about these. So I do want to thank those who appreciated the honesty of my videos, that this is what it's really like. You are not the only ones that are struggling to use these. And just like others have said, it's too soft, it's too cold, it's wrecking the bags. There's a learning curve. And I even went through culinary school extremely rusty and not a professional by any means anymore. But, you know, I'm learning with you guys. But the cool thing about this set, I do want to give props for the company that sent them to me. I really do like it, and it has some options that other sets I've seen don't have. And I love, love, love that it gives you this little menu so you can see what the tip is actually supposed to look like, because otherwise, yeah, I don't know, you might just get a blob and not know what it's really supposed to be. So anyway, that's down in the description below, as well as a link to the playlist with all of these cake decorating tip videos, so you can kind of glean from them different tips as I have some trial and error practice. So thank you so much for joining me here. I appreciate your guys' support. I hope you enjoy all of your baking endeavors, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you around next time.